Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all on the phone. Thank you for joining us today. I would ask Jane to read the notice of public meeting, please.
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting has been sent to the Trenton Times and the Star Ledger at least 48 hours prior to the meeting, and a meeting notice has been duly posted on the Secretary of State's bulletin board at 20 West State Street in Trenton, New Jersey.
Roll call.
Mr. Nixon.
Here.
Ms. Sullivan.
Here.
Mr. Piaio.
Here.
Mr. Lucky.
Here.
Mr. Koenig.
Here.
Mr. Elbert.
Here.
Ms. Lamel.
Here.
Mr. Maloney.
Yes.
Mr. Vargas.
Here.
Mr. Lewis Powder. Mr. Egan. We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. I'd ask you all to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would ask if you had an opportunity to review the minutes of the January 2nd open session meeting. And if there's no comments or corrections, I'll entertain a motion for Resolution 4A.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would also entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the 2019 organizational meeting of January 2nd, 2019. Call for a motion on Resolution 4B. Moved.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Aye.
Great. Thank you for that. Lizette, turn the meeting over to you.
So, good morning, everyone. Just to bring everyone up to date, our project's in design. Right now, Camden High School, the contract for construction management services was awarded last month to CBR Hearing. As far as Passaic Dayton Avenue Educational Campus, somebody just came.
Someone join the call?
Egan.
Oh,
Egan.
thank you, Kevin.
Passaic Dayton Avenue Education Campus, bridge construction commenced last month and is ongoing. With projects in procurement stage, we have Orange Cleveland Street and Orange High School general construction services proposal for Cleveland Elementary School and Orange High School were received on January 31st and February 5th, respectively. Irvington Madison Avenue Elementary School, permanent building power is connected. Perth Amboy Seaman Avenue Elementary School, EPIC has completed the design phase services. And interior finishes, including paint, ceilings, lighting, and flooring work is ongoing. In procurement, current activity underway includes procurements for general construction services for Orange High School and Orange Cleveland Street Elementary School projects. As far as communication and outreach, the appointment of our chairman as a permanent chair for the authority and the board obtained coverage in the New Jersey Shore Online, of course, a paper where the chairman lives, the New Jersey Globe, which is a New Jersey Political State House website, and centraljersey.com. The SDA new logo contest on January 15th. We launched the SDA new logo contest.
Did someone just join the call?
Yes, this is Rafael Mata.
Okay. The contest is open to students in 4 schools that we opened in Garfield, New Brunswick, Newark, and Vineland. We are promoting the campaign on social media and talking to reporters in these 4 towns and getting additional news coverage on it. The contest ends February 15th, and our communications team plans to pick the top selection from each school, then work with the governor's office to pick the winner. The winner will meet with myself and our executives and our staff here and receive publicity through our publicity campaign. Updates to our SDA website and social media. Communications continue to make changes to the SDA website on a weekly basis. Last month, we've improved the SDA homepage by adding our new CEO message, new pictures, a new section, and our social media feeds on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On social media, we continue to increase our social media following. And since we've launched our social media accounts in September, we've grown to 1,650 combined followers. Several events for January occurred. So January 24th, we had the Woodland Avenue Elementary School Information Session in Plainfield. that was held last Thursday. The information session in Plainfield to discuss the upcoming construction of the new Woodland Avenue Elementary School. Approximately 100, over 100 actually, local and school officials and local elected officials in Plainfield of the community attended the event. The program format was speaking portion followed by information sessions, actually stations, so folks could actually go and ask a pointed question with the professionals there. These stations gave the attendee views to more than a dozen display boards, an opportunity to ask questions to project team members, specifically on the project or any other information that they would like. Plainfield's local tapinto.net and Plainfield Public Access TV covered the event. On January 31st, Dayton Avenue Education Complex Information Center in Passaic. We actually had that scheduled. We were on our way. They canceled it that day, unfortunately, due to the Arctic blast that we encountered. The district asked us to postpone, so we will update it and reschedule it again. Several upcoming events. Millville High School, February 7th. We have a groundbreaking of the West Addition. February 11th. Right now, we have scheduled, and we're waiting on the mayor to confirm, Dayton Avenue Education Complex groundbreaking. February 26th, Carver Elementary beam signing with the Lieutenant Governor. That school, by the way, is going to be named after the Lieutenant Governor. And February 20 of 19, we are doing the Perth Amboy High School Open House Information Center session, as well as I continue to tour all the districts. We have so far a total of about 22 tours. Yesterday, we toured the District of Elizabeth, all very productive, and we're getting really great participation, not only from the district, but also from local elected mayors, city council, and legislators. And that concludes my report.
Great. Thank
Any
you.
questions?
I do.
Go ahead, Mark.
I don't know if this is the right time to, because you didn't mention it, but there's legislation to do away with the SDA. Where did that come from? And what's?
Here's what we know. We've been having conversations, and Scarlett, our legislative director, is here. But this is what that came from Steve Sweeney, and what's her name, Corrado from Passaic County. On the Senate side and on the Assembly side, I believe, is Bersacelli, who's Steve Sweeney's partner.
Right.
And I don't remember who's the other person. Who? I didn't hear you. Oh, Phelps. Yeah.
He's, Corrado's running.
Yeah, Corrado's running me. So it's kind of like but we have been, to put your mind at ease, we've been talking to not only SDA legislators, but also chairs of the different caucuses, and we have strong support. They understand our role.
I've been talking to, but I just,
Yeah, it just doesn't, we don't know where it's coming from too.
Right.
But this is why these tours are so important, to engage at the local level and really bring it home. And by the way, we did tour Senator Sweeney's district. We did Bridgeton. We're going down to Millville tomorrow. And so we're just continuing doing the work, and we're going to also tour some regular operating districts like the Sicklervilles, Senator Madden. But up to now, I don't think it's moving or going anywhere. It hasn't picked up legs.
all right, thank you.
Was the idea to replace it with something else, or just
No,
to,
what the
enroll
idea is
it
to
back into
enroll us
EDA.
into EDA back,
Oh, got it. Yeah.
which
Got it.
a lot of the legislators understand why we're here and, the service that we provide.
I was going to say, this is a long-standing background noise. It's been raised again, but it's been raised in the past, and it has not been successful in the past.
Yeah. And one of the former supporters, and she was a big proponent of it, was Teresa Ruiz. And I actually had a long conversation I went into the district with her. And we've been working very hands-on with her and Senator Rice, who's also the chair of the schools piece. And she said that at the beginning she felt, but she is not for it. And a lot of legislators have come out and refused to sign on to the bill. So I'm not so concerned right now at all, but we're still continuing to dialogue and have conversation with leadership and.
And I would obviously recommend it, certainly if the Senate President signs on to something, it's important.
Right.
Because he's the sponsor, but I think we've all had conversations, we should continue to have conversations about the value of the SDA in its current position. And ultimately, when you look at your social media strategy, and you've all seen the pictures, if you haven't, you should look. I think there's a lot of value looking at these schools and looking at the conditions that they're in and understanding that we have a focus that outside of Trenton that benefits the children of these towns who cannot continue to go to school in the conditions that they're in. And I think ultimately schools need to be built, and we're doing it well. And I think the proof is out there in what we're delivering on the streets. So.
In my time here, I'm proud of the work we've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so
100%.
I think
and I wanna keep
honestly,
it-
that's the sentiment out there, and that's where these community meetings and this engagement piece is helping out a lot, because I think it really, puts us in contact with the people who are impacted the most. And you have local folks, which is the local electeds, school board members, and parents who are validators to the work that we do. So I feel good about continuing our outreach and our strategy to engage at the external, level.
Yeah. Just keep delivering good schools.
Yep.
That'll take care of itself.
Absolutely.
Anything else for Lizette from the board? Great. Moving along, I'll deliver the audit committee report. There's one action item that I'll ask the board to consider. The audit committee met on January 22nd, 2019. The December 2018 new funding allocation and capital plan report showed no changes in the reserve balance for any of the SDA districts for the reporting period, and an increase of $200,000 during the reporting period in the regular operating districts for reductions in state share for grant projects nearing completion. The committee was provided a informational review of the 2019 capital spending forecast. This is based on Treasury updated spending models that help ensure that there is an optimum level of cash on hand and that additional funds are appropriately obtained within the state's bonding schedule. The forecast anticipates expenditures of approximately $331.9 million for school facilities projects. This is a decrease of $10.5 million for the estimated amount, or the estimated actual amount for 2018. This decrease is attributable to a higher amount of payments for closeout of district grants, funding agreements, and ROD grants for the fourth quarter of 2018. Project insurance costs were also higher due to pre-funding of the OSIP deductible fund and broker administration fees. These occurrences represent one-time costs that are not expected to reoccur in 2019. The committee was also provided the results of one audit from our internal audit unit. The audit was conducted to comply with statutory requirement for capital portfolio projects over $10 million. There was a review to ensure that the funds were expended in accordance with contractual terms, SDA practices, and state rules and regulations. The audit revealed that the state funds utilized for the projects were expended prudently and consistent with legal requirements. Again, I want to thank our internal audit team for excellent work as they analyze these projects. And finally, before you today will be the ratification and approval of Security Services Memorandum of Agreement with the Trenton Police Department. I think you've all saw our friend Officer McNair outside. Management proposed an MOA with the Trenton Police Department whereby Trenton PD would provide on-site security services at SDA board meetings. An agreement was signed by the SDA on December 28, 2018 with final execution to follow board approval. The MOA would facilitate Trenton PD security services at every open public meeting of the board in 2019. Assuming that the services provided each meeting are 4 hours or less in duration, the total amount of the agreement would be $2,189 annually, far below the procurement threshold for public bidding. Management explored the possibility of utilizing the state police for these services, but this option is not available to us because SDA headquarters is not in a state-owned building. Management and the audit committee believe the MOA is in the best interest of the board, SDA staff, and the general public. I think that we have to recognize in this day and age that for the safety and the peace of mind of our staff, board members, the people that come here and speak at these meetings in this day and age, it's important that we have law enforcement presence. Sadly, but necessarily at this meeting, and I think you'd agree that $2,100 is a small price to pay for peace of mind and public safety. So I'm happy to open it up to any questions or comments from the board. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 6A.
So move.
Second.
There's a motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Great. Thank you, everybody. With that, that concludes the Audit Committee report. I'll turn it over to the Score Review Committee. Kevin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. School Review Committee met on January 22nd, at which time one item was discussed. The Trenton Central High School project, the contract amendment number 1 to CBRE Erie Inc. for extended construction management services. Just some background. The new Trenton Central High School will be approximately 374,000 square foot facility that will educate 1,850 students in grades 10 through 12 in the Trenton Public School District. The project includes demolition and backfill activities, and in May of 2016, the environmental consultant determined that the site needed an additional 57,000 cubic yards of clean fill to achieve the final site grade required for the project. This resulted in change order number 1 to the contractor's terminal to secure the additional clean fill. The board approved this change order in June of 2016. Contract amendment that management is requesting that the board approve today is for CBRE Erie, the firm that is providing construction management services on the project. Anticipated substantial completion date for the Trenton High School project is June 2nd of 2019. Erie's contract will expire February 27th of 2019. This amendment is in the not-to-exceed amount of $149,500. Will 1, align Erie's contract expiration with the anticipated substantial completion date, and 2, extend Erie's construction management services on the project for 3 1/4 months to ensure oversight of the placement of the additional clean fill by terminal. This will enable the authority to ensure that the project achieves timely substantial completion and facilitate the efficient and thorough training and turnover of the facility to the district. As this amendment exceeds $100,000, it is required board approval. Andrew's here to answer any questions. Pretty straightforward. Such a large project, we just missed the threshold by a couple $1,000s. Otherwise, we would not be talking about it. Questions, comments? Andrew, anything to add?
It's pretty obvious
Yeah,
today.
this is a pretty easy one. All right, hearing none, committee recommends that the board approve amendment number 1 in the amount of $149,500 to Erie for additional construction management services to maintain the current level of oversight for the additional 3 1/4 months. I need a motion for resolution 7A.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried, and that is it.
Great. Anything else for the go to the committee from staff or the board members? Do you have any public comment? We do not have anyone sign up for public comment today. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to close.
So move.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Great. That's our meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.